He made a decision that violated international law. It saved the lives of 75 men. This is the story the Geneva Conventions were not designed to account for. The Geneva Conventions of 1929 were built on a principle that even in war, certain protections must hold. The wounded must be treated. The medics who treat them must not be targeted. To mark yourself with a red cross was to step outside the war, to declare yourself a non-combatant, bound by duty to heal rather than to fight. In Europe, that framework largely held. German forces, for the most part, respected it. Allied medics moved through firefights and were not deliberately targeted. The system worked because both sides had agreed to it. The Pacific was a different war entirely. Japan had signed the Geneva Conventions in 1929. Japan had never ratified them. In practice, Japanese military doctrine treated the conventions as irrelevant. American corpsmen in the Pacific discovered this quickly and at devastating cost. The Red Cross armband that marked you as a healer also marked you as a high-value target. Eliminating a Unix medic meant the wounded would bleed out where they fell. It was tactically logical. It was also a systematic war crime. By 1943, American units in the Pacific were adapting without waiting for orders. In some units, medics removed their armbands before entering active firefights. In some units, weapons appeared that regulations said medics should not carry. None of this was put in writing. None of it was officially sanctioned. Commanders who knew it was happening understood why it was happening. They looked the other way. The soldiers who made these decisions were not acting out of aggression. They were acting out of survival, their own, and the survival of the men beside them. Then there was Private James Okubo. Okubo served as a medic with the 442nd Regimental Combat Team, the Japanese-American unit that became the most decorated in American military history. He fought in Italy, he fought in France, and in both theaters, he did something that no regulation had prepared anyone for. Under direct enemy fire, in positions that other soldiers had abandoned, Okubo went forward to treat the wounded. Not once, not twice. Repeatedly, in firefight after firefight, in conditions that his citation described as near-suicidal exposure to enemy fire. He was cited for gallantry 6 separate times. He was wounded twice and returned to duty both times. He operated in the space between what the law permitted a medic to do and what the moment demanded a human being do. James Okubo died in 1967. He never received formal recognition during his lifetime. In 2050, 5 years after the war ended, President Clinton awarded James Okubo the Medal of Honor. His citation described a man who had redefined what it meant to serve without a weapon in a war where the rules kept breaking down around him. The Geneva Conventions were written by people who believed that war could be made less inhumane. That belief is not naive. It produced real protections that saved real lives. But the conventions assumed something that the Pacific did not provide, a shared agreement between the people killing each other that certain lines would not be crossed. When one side removed that agreement, the men on the other side had to make a choice: follow the rules of a war their enemy had abandoned, or adapt, and bring more of their people home. The law says the answer is clear. The men who lived through it found the answer considerably harder. 75 men came home because of decisions that violated the conventions they were fighting to defend. History rarely offers clean endings. This one doesn't either, but it offers something more valuable. An honest look at what war actually asks of people, and what people actually do. That's what we're here for. The stories that resist easy conclusions, the ones worth sitting with. Subscribe for a new video every week.